Hey guys, it's Zach, and we're back for another Whiteboard Monday. And listen, I understand there's no whiteboard behind me, is there? But I thought you'd enjoy the inspirational posters. They're all over my office, obviously. I'm big on inspiration. You probably caught that if you watched last Monday's Whiteboard Monday, about a little bit about the mindset. But really what we're going to do is I want to give you guys some more training until the whiteboard gets put up. We get everything worked out. We're going to be doing that. I want you guys to actually look over my shoulder. I want to kind of take you into Zillow, kind of give you an idea how I look at Zillow and how I use Zillow to help me get a better understanding about a specific property in the area. And this is really cool now, okay? So don't go away or go anywhere, because this isn't about, oh, here's what the Zestimator says. No, it's about actually drilling down into it, looking at some variables like, how do we determine the actual resale ARV square foot, and how realistic is that to what we know as the actual true resale price point, which is something you want to watch and pay attention to. So guys, right now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to my computer. I'm going to open up Zillow, and you guys are going to look over my shoulder. Enjoy this Whiteboard Monday, and remember, the market is full of inventory. If it's not in your market, it's in another market. It's just plain as simple. REOs are coming in. This month alone in March, there's a ton of REOs hitting the market. You need to be prepared to be going after the REOs that are about to hit this inventory and that are about to hit your market really soon. So let's come on over. Let's look at Zillow. Let's go into my computer and look over my shoulder. All right, well, welcome to your Zillow training. Just a real quick kind of tool here. A lot of you use it for like the Zestimator and things of that nature. But the reality is that it's more than just a Zestimation tool. And so I want to point some things out to you. So if you guys are using Zillow, you should really pay attention to what's inside of it. So right in here, one of the first things we want to do is we want to, like, if we have a property that we're looking at, we want to go ahead and put that property in there. So we'll go ahead and put one in here that I am in the process of buying. So we go inside, we put the property address in. One of the things I want to point out is once we have the property in here, obviously it's going to pull us up all of the information in the property address itself and show us what's going on in the area. And this is good information for us, because one of the highlighted things I'll tell you about is if you're looking in this area, we can see properties that are actually discounted right off the bat. It's like here's one for 140, 210, 149, 246, 195, and then we have one here for 115. See, it's already lower, 170. Then we have one here for 115, and 115 and 115. So these automatically tell you in this area, just looking in this area, these are the two cheapest properties in this area, which means that I would want to go see these two properties, right? Which is hence how I ended up finding this one, and then hence how we are looking at this one as well, 114.9. And so point being made is that that's one quick way to look at Zillow when you're looking at it. Like over here, 164, 140, 199, 115, 140, 150. Then we have a 78, which is a little townhouse. But look, here's one for 115 in this neighborhood, and all the rest of them are 150, 199, 164, 500, 140. So it's just a quick overview where you can actually start to look and find some stuff. But if we click on this one, we can see that this is a property that we're obviously looking for. One of the first things I'm going to do is click back up here in this little box, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to check this box that says recent solds. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of all of these little check marks that don't make sense to what I'm looking for, and I hit apply. And then this gives me another telltale sign. So I want you to pay attention to this. Look at all the solds in this area, and then look at how few reds are. So that tells me what? That tells me right out the bat that this market is obviously moving. If you go down here, look how you can see a lot of reds in this little area. That means there's a lot of inventory on the market that I have higher competition with. So obviously I like this better. I can actually zoom down in on this a little bit more. And I can see here's my 115, and then here's all my solds in the area that give me some comparable data information, okay? Which obviously I'm looking for sold similar properties, right? So this is a good sign. I just did a couple of filtering techniques. The next thing I do is I'm going to go ahead and click on this property. Okay, so I'm going to highlight that, click on it so I can get down inside of this property. Now once I'm inside this property, one of the things I want you to do is I want you to scroll down, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, keep scrolling, and you see this nearby similar cells. Well, I'm going to click on this that says see cells similar to this property. Now that's going to bring up comparable sold data. Now this is why the Zestimator is always wrong, because it Zestimates all this inventory all at once. Okay, but what I want to do is I want to go over right here where it says distance, and I want to check on that box, and you see how I got all these now right in the same area, and I can start to look 89, 88, 86, 91, $93 a square foot, all within 0.14 mile of this property, and that's huge. And then I've got a 57 here, which obviously tells me it was a foreclosure, but then I got another 89, I got a 79, I got a 100, probably wouldn't consider that one, and then a 91, and then I got a bunch of hundreds here. But you can see as the further I get away, the more they get in the sell price. So realistically, we could assume that we could take probably $85 a square foot, if not $90 a square foot for this property, and we would be accurate in what we call an after repaired value. So what does that mean to you? Well, that simply means that when we're calculating and we don't have an agent on our team, which by the way, we all need agents, right? We need to be looking at some of these foreclosures, and sometimes the agent can provide us with a CMA report that's going to matter the most, okay? So knowing that, and knowing that if I took the average of these, I'm going to be somewhere, in the $85 to $90 a square foot price range, I can then go back to the property that I was currently looking at, and I can say, okay, what's the square footage? 2,200 square feet times $90 a square foot gives me an ARV of $198,000. All right, so that tells me right out the gate that I know that this property is probably going to sell, if it was to be appraised, for about $198,000. All right. So if I start my calculations, then I can build an offer price based on that information, just sitting from home doing a quick search. But one of the other things you want to also look at, which is very important, is that we go and we actually look at the neighborhood, okay? Because just because I know the ARV is $198,000 based on this information, well, that obviously needs to correlate with the neighborhood. So for instance, I can't put a property on the market for $198,000 when all I've got in the neighborhood is property selling for $140. Make sense? Yeah, it should make a lot of sense. So I'm going to go back in here to my filtering. I'm going to hit sold properties. I'm going to get rid of all my condos, my multifamilies, my lots, my manufactured homes. I'm going to hit apply. And now I have my neighborhood, okay? So now I can start looking to see what actually is selling and what are their price points. And will $198,000, is it a justifiable offer? So we can see, I got 140, I got 170 here, I got 153, 165, some 140s again, some 166s, some 166s. So you can see I'm looking to see what the averages are, which tells me I can't see anything in the immediate area, that really sold for more than $170-something thousand. I got 196 over here. I got 176 over here. Those are newer homes. I know this neighborhood's a little older. So I really need to think about that. I need to say, okay, to myself, even though I know it's worth $198,000 based on the average square foot price in that neighborhood, but can I realistically sell it for $198 because the buyers in this area aren't really paying $198,000 for a house? So I'm probably going to be around the $170,000 mark, right? Because that tells me I got a quick sell in this neighborhood. Now, obviously, this is just me sitting in my pajamas doing this, right? I mean, now I do want to get out there and I do want to look. I want to look at what's going on in the neighborhood. I want to look at these comps. Did they remodel these comps? You know, what was a remodel in this area? What did it sell for? And what's a similar, you know, garages and baths and bedrooms? Which gives me a better understanding of the price point. And so let's assume that we are going to sell this for about $175,000. Well, then we minus our 8% closing fees and realtor commissions. Then we minus our remodel, which I know the remodel on this is $38,000. And then we minus our profits. What do you want to make? $20,000? So that puts us at $103,000 right there after minusing our resale fees, minusing $38,000 in remodel, and minusing $20,000 in profit. Now, if you're going to, you know, use hard money, well, we need to minus fees that we would pay our hard money lender. But as of right now, if we were just to buy this with cash without hard money, then I would have a max offer price of $103,000, which means I would probably offer around $95,000. Now, the listing on this property is only $115,000, which tells me what? I'm not that far off, right? I'm really not. I'm $20,000 off between what my offer is and what they have it listed for. And so this is a deal that we obviously met together at about $100,000. And so they agreed, I agreed, and we're going to put this deal together for about $100,000. The beauty of it is we'll more than likely make about $20,000 on this deal. The point I wanted to show you about Zillow, though, was that this is really more of a tool for you for research than it is just to go look at what the Zestimator says the property is valued at. And so I hope you guys get the idea of how to use Zillow and get the idea of understanding between utilizing it for what we call an average ARV per square foot and what's called a realistic resale value. A realistic resale value is what houses are actually selling for in that area. Because, you know, we could appraise this thing at $198,000, but that doesn't dictate value. Value is dictated by what people are actually buying houses for in that area. So, with that said, I hope you guys got a lot out of this little whiteboard Monday here, and enjoy it. Now go utilize it and make some use of it and dig around and also see what else you can get out of Zillow to find more deals with. So guys, I'll see you on the next Whiteboard Monday.